We've worked with over 3,000 members from New Zealand, Australia, Canada, the US, and the UK. And time again, we see 5 common mistakes in the initial conversation that they have with prospects that lead them to lose out on hundreds of jobs compounded over many, many years. This is a nightmare. It means that they leave money on the table. It means they leave good prospects in the dirt and they're not doing the projects they want more of. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover the 5 key things that you need to cover in your initial conversation to make sure that you turn good prospects into great clients. Get booked out 6 to 12 months in advance. I'm here with Marty Amos. What is up, brother?
Kia ora, and how's it going? Great to have you here. So, all sales is a transfer of conviction. And the easiest way to have conviction is to have a process that you follow, that you do each and every time, that gives confidence to the client and is a transfer of conviction for that your company can do exactly what you say it can do for the biggest investment of their life.
100%. So, what we want to do is we want to architect out the system that you then get to follow. Now, we've got up on screen a little bit of our sales, 10-step sales process that our members use and install into their businesses. And the step number 2 is a triage phone call. So after you have sent the qualifying questions, you have a phone call, and it's called a triage. Before you take them off the battlefield, you want to triage them, clean the wound, make sure you stop the bleeding, and then get them through into a site visit. So this triage phone call happens within the first 24 hours of a lead being submitted from your website or from your marketing.
So speed to lead, I think it's not part of the sales process, but it's a critical aspect. So the stats show that there is a massive increase in throughput from a prospect to a client, how quickly you can connect with them and actually dial in, are they a good fit? Are you a good fit for them? Are they a good fit for you? And can you actually do the work that they need done?
Exactly. So we know that this is incredibly important because, a decade ago, we used to build websites for people. We used to do marketing for builders. And one of the things that we discovered was we could do great marketing, we could get them great leads, but if they didn't call those leads and they weren't very good at sales, they wouldn't make any of them. And It was an absolute nightmare. So speed to lead in this initial triage is incredibly important. So the triage script we're going to make available, and you can actually access it by heading down to the show notes, but it's really straightforward. What we want to do initially is we want to recap the questions that they have submitted. So the recap of the questions is just going to go through, hey, Marty, thank you for submitting your application via our website. Just so I can help you best, do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions? Looks like you're trying to achieve X and Y. You've written out, this is your first build. This is, you've already got plans drawn up and you've already got financing approved. Is that correct?
Yep. Got consent. We're all ready to go.
Fantastic. So I'm going to recap initially, demonstrating that I actually have prepared for the call and that I've got the notes in front of me and they're not having to repeat themselves time and time again. The second thing that we're going to do is that we're then going to go into an information search phase by asking very specific questions to the type of work that you want to do. So specific questions around whether it's a renovation, whether they're going to have a tilt, what sort of slab they're going to do, what sort of cut in the foundation are they going to have, like all these very specific questions for a type of project. This does 2 things. 1, it demonstrates your expertise as a trusted advisor for the type of work that they're wanting to do. And 2, it allows you to capture what is most important to them through minimal encouragements and information search. Do you want to tell me about minimal encouragements?
Such as, for example, tell me more. Meaning, exactly. So all sales decisions are based 80% on emotion and 20% justified with logic. Now, as the involvements, you have high involvement and low involvement decision making. High involvement decisions are ones that it costs more. If things go wrong, there's a bigger price to pay. And this absolutely is what a building, renovation or remodel or new home, custom new home decision is. So it's a high involvement decision. So they have all these concerns. So we want to make sure that we're addressing these concerns, we acknowledge this, and that we dig deeper to find out why do they want to do this project? When does it need to be done by? And by getting these minimal encourages, they're going deeper and they're getting emotionally connected. And us as the salesperson, We need to empathize to understand where they're at, what their big concerns are, and then only then, once we've diagnosed, so this is called the discovery phase of a call. Once we understand their current situation, what their concerns are, we can then look to address those during the solution or the selling stage. Now, what a lot of people do wrong, and this happens all the time, is they do not have a checklist or a list of questions or a process or a framework that they're using, either one, over the phone, or two, when they actually go on site to do the site visit. And so I'm like, how the fuck are you going to remember all this when you come around to my house? And I'm like, need this done, paint this, check this, move the door here. And the builder's like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, dude. And there's just a lack of confidence in them.
Are you a business owner running a residential construction company? If so, save the date. On Thursday and Friday, May the 22nd and the 23rd, we're running our Builders Summit at the Park Hyatt in Auckland. It's the biggest business summit for building company owners in the country. Across 11 expert sessions, we'll show you exactly how to either tweak or overhaul and transform your business into a profitable, streamlined building company. You'll get access to breakthrough strategies that have already helped over 3,000 of our residential members grow their businesses. Plus, just by being in the room, you get over $2,500 in extra bonus resources that you can implement into your business. We've got 100 seats. Many of those are reserved for our members, but you might be able to claim one of the few remaining. What you need to do is go to www.builderssummit.co.nz or click the links below and we'll take you directly there. Yeah. To your point, sales is a transfer of confidence, right? So two-way street. You need to have confidence in them. And if they're not, it's like ordering food at a restaurant and the waiter goes, yeah. And there's like 7 people that have ordered and you're like, dude, there's no way you got this right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. I've got no confidence in that waiter and I've got no confidence in that builder if they're don't have a process that they're taking me through, sort of thing. So this information search phase in this initial conversation is understanding the situation and getting as much information so that you can write notes and you can take notes as we go.
And this has already been preempted by a questionnaire that they've filled in online that you already have that lets you understand what exactly is important to them in their project.
Exactly. So, you're going to be going things like, why is it, like, tell me more. Like, it says here that you want to move in before Christmas. Like, why is that? No way. You're expecting a little one. How exciting is that? You want to be actively listening rather than just going through the script. So actively listening to understand what values and what is important to them so you can then tailor your solution to what they're actually after.
And throughout this, we want to be positioning ourselves as the expert. So we want to be showing how we have the right people, process, product, so the quality of work, and take the focus off price. So if we're showing high-end case studies, the type of awards that we've done, one, how many members we have on our team, the experience of our team, and then the checklists and quality assurance processes that we have that ensure that their job is going to be done. And it might be also related to money aspects as well. So we might say that, hey, we've got a separate trust account that your funds go into solely for this project so you know that your money is safe. And because that's one of people's biggest concerns. Will this builder go bust? Or what if they're robbing Peter to pay Paul? It's all one big mixing pool. This helps alleviate that. And bonus points if you can have a screenshot for credibility of said account.
Yeah, totally. Nice. So as we've gone through that information search phase, we're collecting it all. We're then doing step 3, making sure they understand what makes us unique and what makes us different before then going through and recapping kind of where they want to be. So we then want to stretch the gap and want to better understand what project they're after and where they want to be at the end of the job. So whether they're valuing staying to timeline, staying to budget, staying to quality standard, D, all of the above, or something else particularly important, like maybe they want to build it, but then just to sell it on as an investment property, things like that.
Exactly. So the next key step is to make sure that you are highlighting your experience, and not only your experience, but the projects that you've done that align up or align with the type of project that they're doing. So do you have case studies? Do you have video testimonials? Do you have a guarantee that says, hey, like if you're doing renovations, it could be, we guarantee your project will be finished on the date that we say it will, excluding variations. If not, then for every day that we're late, we will pay you $115 per day. So if you're 20 days late, you're going to be paying them $2,300. So that gives you it gives the client confidence that you can do what you say you can do in the time frame. And 2, it's going to allow you to fine tune your labor hours and your quality with your foreman and your team on site to make sure that they come in within that budget and time frame.
Perfect. So what we're doing is we're also building our pre-selling and we're forecasting into the future. So we're kind of framing them up and what it might be like to work with us. We're showcasing what it would be like to work with us, and we're telling them about the systems and software and things that we use. And it helps us to build micro commitments. So what we want to do is, the worst thing you can do is get all the way to presenting the quote. It's $1 million and it's a massive decision to make. Ultimately, what we want to do is we want to get them to make micro commitments on the journey to making that $1 million decision. So the final decision to be made is like, yeah, of course I'm going to build with you. Like, it's a no-brainer.
And use tie downs and have them sell back to you. Like, why is that important to you? How is that going to give you confidence? What are you most looking for with regarding your communication during this project? Okay, why did you choose that? Well, why do you want to have weekly meetings? Okay, why is project management software? Why do you want that?
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. And then what we want to do is there's always a next step at the end of these sales calls. So it's not by definition a sales call without a next step.
Exactly.
So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we book in a site visit after this phone call. And the site visit should ideally be, if we're working on the schedule that we're recording this on today, is a Friday. So we would be booking a site visit for the Tuesday or Wednesday next week, so that there's enough time for us to dispatch a wow information pack so it can arrive and do the heavy lifting of the sales before you arrive.
Exactly. And make sure that both decision makers are there. What do we need to do to make sure that Mrs. Chambers is there on the day?
Exactly. 100%. So guys, if you have been wanting to improve your sales process, then the best thing that you can do is download this 10-step sales process, map it and put it on a whiteboard so that you can see where your leads are at. The next thing is there are 3 steps, step 2, 3, and 4 of the sales process, which is triage call, wow information pack, site visit, and then step, I think it is 7, which is a presentation of quote as an action plan. These are the biggest needle movers and the things that you can implement very quickly to get an outsized return on your effort.
Absolutely. For no extra money, no spend in marketing, just focus, put a framework in place. Your confidence will go up significantly. The client's confidence in you will go up significantly. And it's going to put you ahead of 97% of your competition because none of them do this.
No.
Most people just show up, have to do a triple sell. Who are you? Who's your company? Can I trust you? And have a checklist, have a framework.
Have a framework. Download the checklist at the link below. It's our 10-step sales process. Use it to land larger projects at higher margins. Book yourself out 6 to 12 months in advance. Here's to your success, and we'll see you next time.
Seize the day and crush those sales.